A short time ago, the Senate passed the Paycheck Protection Program and Healthcare Enhancement Act with additional funding for the Paycheck Protection Program, hospitals, and testing. A lot of money for all of them, especially for our workers and our small businesses. My administration has worked aggressively with Congress to negotiate this critical $482 billion funding package. We reached a deal that includes $382 billion in crucial small business support to keep workers on the payroll, $75 billion to aid hospitals, which really need the aid, and very badly, very proud of that, and $25 billion to support coronavirus testing efforts. I urge the House to pass the bill, and they're going to be voting on it, I imagine, very soon. I think while we're here, and so he's a very busy man, as you know, Secretary Mnuchin, he's going to be running back, so I thought we'll talk about that now, and we'll take a couple of questions on that, and then he can go and start phase 4 as the ink is drying. Probably they'll be voting tomorrow in the House, but shortly, and I think we have tremendous support. So, Steve, please come up, say a few words. Steve? Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. President, and thank you for all your work with us to get this passed. I'd especially like to thank Mitch McConnell and Chuck Schumer and the entire Senate for passing this. I'd also like to thank Kevin McCarthy and Nancy Pelosi, who have been working with us round the clock as well, and our Chief of Staff, Mark Meadows, who was also very instrumental in this. Let me just comment. We've had tremendous support for the PPP. This gives us another $310 billion for the PPP. We look forward to the House passing this tomorrow and being up and running quickly after that. This also gives us $50 billion for disaster loans, EIDL loans, that will allow the SBA to make $300 billion of disaster loans, all for small businesses. Also allows us, as the President said, more money to hospitals and unprecedented amount of money for testing. And again, I think we understand hospitals, not only the hospitals that have been impacted by coronavirus, but more importantly, many hospitals that have been shut down, and making sure that the doctors and nurses get money. Now, let me make just one more comment on the program. We have over 1 million companies that have received this with less than 10 workers. So there is very broad participation in really small business. I will comment, there have been some big businesses that have taken these loans. I was pleased to see that Shake Shack returned the money. We will be putting out some FAQs. There is a certification that people are making, and I ask people, just make sure the intent of this was for business that needed the money. We'll put out an FAQ, but again, the intent of this money was not for big public companies that have access to capital.
And not for Harvard.
Team, subscribe for more of these type of videos.